Today's tutorial is all about the new Surface Studio effect which was added in the version 11 update for HitFilm Pro. We're going to take a regular PNG logo and, using various height maps, create a burning cinematic emblem that can be easily swapped out for something else. Let's go ahead and get started. To start, I'm going to put the logo I want to use into its own composite shot. This makes it easier to swap it out for another image later, if I need to. I have a PNG Biohazard logo in the media panel. Right-click and make it into its own composite shot. Make sure it has some room on the sides. Now I'll create another composite. This will be the main one. Bring the logo composite and any background footage down into the timeline. Add the Surface Studio effect directly to this layer. The logo will immediately become gray and beveled. Going into the Controls panel, the height slider adjusts how extruded the logo becomes. You can return to this later after you set a few of the height maps. I'll set the environment to use the background picture. This means that the logo will take on the color and reflection of the photo. Moving on down to Surface 1. As an example, if I turn the Surface Alpha down all the way, the logo takes on a glassy appearance. We're not going to keep that for this effect, but it's good to know. Set the color to a darker stone gray. Next up is the height map dropdown. This is how Surface Studio breaks up the text or logo, so we need to make the texture. I'll create a new composite shot and name it Heightmap Rock. Inside this comp, create a new plane and add the fractal noise effect. In the Controls panel under Transform, decrease the scale a bit. Now duplicate the fractal noise. In the second effect, change the type to marble. Under Subsettings, lower the influence. Increase the scale under Transform. Set the blend to multiply. Surface Studio is going to use this texture map to chip away at the logo. The color black will end up being completely removed, so I want to lighten this texture. Increase the offset to make the marble noise a bit fainter. Back in the main comp, drag in the texture composite you just made. In the Surface Studio settings under Surface 1, Height Map, select the fractal noise composite. You should see it take effect right away. Drop down the bevel settings and lower the size. This slider is up to you. I like it when the logo looks a bit sharper. Now we've got the first surface set, we can move on to the second one. If I increase the height, you can see it start to take over the logo. This looks good, but I want it to seem like the fire is cracking through the surface, rather than taking over it in blobs. To do this, we'll need to make another height map. So create another new composite shot. And to save time, I'll copy the fractal noise layer from earlier into this comp. I'll also remove the marble texture. I have here a picture of some trees against a white sky. The fine branch detail is going to become the cracks in our Surface Studio logo. I'll scale up the picture so the smaller branches fill the frame. Then right-click and set the blend to multiply to remove the white. Back in the main comp, once again drag the height map you just made into the timeline. In the Surface Studio settings under Surface 2, Height Map, select that comp. You'll notice that thin cracks appear in the surface. These are the branches from the tree picture. This height property is what I'll keyframe, starting at 0 at the beginning of the scene and moving up until the end. I'll get better results with this if I set the depth blend to subtract. This controls the way that the different surfaces interact. Set the color to a pale yellow. Now add a glow effect onto the logo layer. In the controls, set the blend to add. If you need to, increase the threshold so that only the yellow spots are affected. In the per channel intensity dropdown, Increase the red channel to make it appear more like fire. Duplicate the glow and adjust the controls to add more. Be careful not to blow too much detail out. You can use scopes if you're not sure. These are in HitFilm Pro by default, and if you're using Express, you'll need to purchase the Color Scopes pack. Decrease the blue channel to make it more orange. Now I'll add an anamorphic lens flare. Drop down the controls for the effect and go into Streak 1. Change the alignment to center and uncheck Vertical Pivot. Set the blend to add, and lower the length so that the flares don't extend too far. Reduce the intensity to make them more subtle. Because this logo is supposed to be on fire, the next step is to add heat distortion. Create a new grade and add this effect onto it. I'll come up to the Ellipse Mask tool and hold the Alt key to originate the shape from the center. Feather the mask in the Controls panel. I'll bring both the distortion and the diffusion strength down. Remember that you can swap the logo out for a different one at any time by going back into the logo composite shot. All of the effects in the main comp will then update to match. For the final effect, I had a pretty heavy final grade to tie everything together. This included several different glow and anamorphic lens flare effects. I used a strong lens dirt effect at the beginning that then becomes less near the end. 2 curves effects boosted brightness and contrast, and tinted the scene the right color. A variety of color grading effects brought it to the final result. For another title tutorial, click the card on screen. Leave any questions down below, and don't forget to subscribe.